Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and in this video we are going to talk about the most awaited thing, which is creating a full Flutter application. I know many of you have requested me a lot of times in past few months that please make a video on Flutter blog and make a complete application tutorial. So here it is. So what we are going to make is this Devfest application. If I'll just click here, then you can see this is how this application looks like. There is a dark mode as well. This is the screen. Let me just show you. It works locally, or which means offline, because it has some static data. It can also work with your REST API because this speaker's information is coming from the REST APIs, and it will also work with Firebase, which is still not here, but I'm gonna work on it. And it also has this map support, which also works in dark mode, as you will see. So we have all these things here. Then we have a share button here. You can share with friends this particular application, and a lot of other social media buttons. So we'll talk about how to make it from scratch, and it's gonna be a little bit long series because we are not going to stop anywhere. Why I'm saying this? Because as soon as I'll add the let's say more features to this particular application, I'll make a video on it. So it's a never ending process, but we will do it phase by phase and chapter wise chapter. So for every chapter, or for every video which you will watch, will be a chapter itself, and for every chapter I'll create a new branch on Git. So please be aware of that. So without any further delay, let's start this video. And also, if you like the idea and if this is what you want, then press the like button right now. And thank you for a great response in last video. And for this video I am targeting 200 likes in one day, and then I'll get to know that you love the idea, and we can make a complete video on this and in a very interesting way. So let's start by creating a new project. So I'm gonna use new Flutter new project. I'm gonna name it Devfest demo, just because it's a kind of an application which I'm making for the demo purpose. Otherwise I already have this application ready. You can also check the open source code of this particular application on GitHub. The link is in the description. Also, the demo application is available on Play Store as well as on the App Store. The links are in the description, so please check them out. And this is how we are gonna start. I'm gonna explain each and everything. So please pardon me if you feel somewhere that this is going slow or this is not what you would have expected, but for sure there is one thing, which is that you can go a little bit fast forward. But if I'll make it fast, then some people cannot make it slow, because then it will be a very bad experience for them to understand. And my target is to cover everything for everyone, not just for one single guy. We are also gonna write some tests, so that's the idea, and it's gonna be an interesting journey, I can assure you that. So this is the normal application which we get. Now before starting our writing application, we will go to pubspec.yaml and we will add some dependencies which we are gonna use. So before doing that, let me just tell you that there are few plugins which you can use, and those are very nice plugins for VS Code. I personally recommend VS Code for making Flutter content, or for even writing Flutter application, because of the speed it will give you, because of the nature of how VS Code works, and for everything. I mean, I can assure you that it will save a lot of time for you all, and trust me that this will be the best choice. And you can miss few features from Android Studio or IntelliJ, but I guess that doesn't matter a lot. So we have to add few dependencies, and I was telling you about some plugins. So there are plugins which you can write you can write right now. First plugin, which is Flutter itself, so you should have that plugin. Then I'll suggest having there are plugins like PubSpec Assist. Okay, so let me just show you as well. So if you will write here PubSpec Assist, so this is the plugin which you can see. I'm just gonna zoom a little bit. So this is the plugin which you can use, and it works pretty great for helping you with adding dependencies. Then there is something called better comments, which will help you in giving a color to your comments. So this is the plugin, again the first one by Aaron Bond. And then I will suggest to have Git Lens. Again, this is one of the important plugins which I'll tell you to have. Git Lens is also good. Then there is bracket pair colorizer, which is again my favorite. So it will just give different colors to different brackets, which is again gonna be very useful. Then you can add this block plugin by Felix Angelov, and because we are going to use his library for state management, so it's a must have plugin as well, because it's gonna help you a lot for sure. And then if I'll see something in these videos, then I'll definitely talk about that plugin, that if you want to use it or not. If you want to use this theme, then this is the plugin which you can use, which is this Tinesius theme, Tinesius design by Tinesius design. This is what I am using right now, but it's a little bit customized version. I have done some tweaking here, so that's about it. And apart from that, there are many plugins which I have used. It's not just this. So there are multiple plugins, like I can give you one example, like Git history is there, image preview is there. So there are a lot of plugins. So let me know in the comments if you want to know about any specific plugin which you see, or and I'll definitely give you as fast as possible response. So this is how we will start. Now let's add some dependencies. So here below Cupertino icons, first of all I'm gonna add the block. So I'm gonna press Command Shift P for Mac, and for Windows you can press Control Shift P. You can use this PubSpec assist add dependency, and you can give it a name, let's say block. So it will give you some options, block pattern, and this we will use first one, and it will add this dependency here. You can see this is the block which I am talking about right now. Similarly, I'll go here and I'll add dependency Flutter block, and it should add this particular, you have to select it. Then I will add the third one, which is equatable. So these are all part of this Flutter block ecosystem. So this is what you can use. So and all of them make sense, and it's not gonna increase the app size or something. It's like very small plugins. Then we are going to add HTTP library, because right now we are not gonna use it, but after some time we will use it for our REST APIs. Then we can use something called an URL launcher. So basically it used to open some links in the browser. So URL launcher will be there. Now I'm gonna use one more, which is Font Awesome. So Font Awesome should be here. So Font Awesome, oh this is the wrong one. We need to use Font Awesome Flutter. So Font Awesome, and this is the Flutter one, which makes sense. Yep. So this is another one. Then we will add shared preference. Okay, so shared preference should be here, shared preferences. Okay, and it will fetch the latest version, which is right now available. Then we will add cached network image, which again makes sense. So cached, and don't worry, we are not adding so much dependencies which will confuse you, so don't worry about that. These are all important dependencies, as I said. Now this is done. I mean, this is the most difficult part let's say, because there you can have some troubles. I'm not adding Google Maps right now because I don't want to add it as of now. I will add it later. And if you want to add one more plugin, so that will be share plugin. So we can add something called share, and yep, done. Yes, share. So this is it for now, and then for loading we can add something in the future. So that's the idea. Now let's do some more tweaking here. We will go to this we will make another folder here, which will be assets folder, so that we can use some custom font as well as some images. So I'm gonna name it assets. Okay, assets. So this is the folder assets. Now here I can make another folder which will be images. Images is there. Then I will add another folder for fonts. So if you have multiple fonts, so fonts, which is fine, which is looking good. Now if we have images, then obviously we need to add few images. So I'm gonna paste some images here. So for my let's paste this. So there are two images, one is banner dark and second one is banner light, which I'm using here as you can see in the screenshot, this particular simulator. Now I have the images. Now for fonts I'm gonna use Google Sans Regular, and basically you can get all of this from the repository on GitHub, so don't worry about that as well. Just paste it here, and this is Google Sans Regular. Now when you are done with all of this, then what you have to do, you have to add them in the pubspec.yaml as well, that what you are actually using, right? So here below this use material design, you need to add the assets. Okay, so there is already an example here that how you can add this asset. So I'm just gonna go here and I'm gonna paste it something like this. Okay, and then I guess there is an space issue which should be fixed like this. Let me add again assets, and then I can use full assets, whatever assets I will provide here, and I can also use the images part. Okay, if I'm adding anything here, then I can use it like in directly in the root assets folder or in the images. Okay, so every image it will fetch. Now coming to the font part, let me just close it. And now coming to the font part, here you can see there is another example for font. So I'm just gonna decomment this and this as well and this as well. Okay, this. Now I'm just gonna replace family with Google Sans. So Google Sans, and then I'm gonna give the assets a location, which is asset/font/Google Sans regular.ttf. and now if you will run it, then it should give exit code 0, which means everything worked just fine. So this is the setup which you need to do, and this is not a complex setup to be honest, but this is what you have to do. Now what we will do, we will go to main.dart, and then here we will do some changes. So main.dart is here. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna delete everything from here. So let's remove the home page. Okay, let's remove all of these things, and also let's delete this home page from here, although I could delete everything, but let's just delete these parts. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make this main method. So this is using this lambda expression, this fat arrow to so that you don't have to do the return yourself. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna change a little bit. I'm gonna first of all return the future from it, so that we can do anything asynchronous here. So future, okay, and then it should be void, and then it should be main. Okay, and then we are going to make it asynchronous, and then here we can do anything which we want to do. Let's say we want to make our status bar, which is this portion, the top portion, to be transparent. So what we can use something called system chrome. Okay, so system chrome will give us one method which is set system UI over style. So set system UI overlay style, and here you can say that you want system UI overlay style here, and you can give the status bar color. So let's say the color can be, one second. Okay, so color can be colors dot transparent, and that's it. That's what you need to do, right? And then you can do anything here, like you can initialize your shared preference here, or get the instance of the shared preference. Now let's say you want to do you want to fix the orientation to be portrait only, then also you can use this system chrome dot set preferred orientation, which is here, and then you can pass the orientations. So one would be device orientation dot portrait down, and then second one would be device orientation portrait up, and that's it. I mean, this is what you need to do, right? Now if you want, you can initialize your whatever application or whatever you want to do, like you can directly write run app, and the application. You will pass the application, let's say my app. If you want to get the instance of the shared preference, that also you can do. Now this is the easiest part. We are done with setting up our application, and now what we will do, we will also make another let's say particular Dart file where we will give the app name and app version and all that. So for that you will go in the lib folder and you will make another folder here which you will name as utils, let's say utils. And here in the utils, what we are going to do, we are going to make a file called Devfest one second guys, .dart. Okay, so here we will have some constants, or you can say static strings, which we are gonna use overall in the app. So we will name it class Devfest. Okay, and so that we can use Devfest dot whatever you want to use, and I'm gonna just give it few settings which we are gonna use in the future. So these are these. So I'm just gonna import color from here. Okay, so what's happening here, it's a string app name, app version, I'm gonna make it 1.0.0 as of now, app version code which is 1, app color which is this, primary app color which is white, secondary app color let's say it's black, Google Sense family which is Google Sense itself, and if it is a debug mode then false. So by default it's a debug mode, right? So let's make it true. It's your call again. Okay, now I will have one more thing which is the shared preference which we are gonna use. So I'm just gonna have this preferences. So this is what I can do with shared better comments plugin, which will give me this different color if I'll use star, which is for information. Now I will import shared preference here, so I can specify preferences here, which is a good thing, right? Now what I'll do, I'll go back to my main.dart, and here what I'll do, here I can, because I am using this async keyword here with the main, so I can just use devfest dot prefs, which is our preference, equal to await, and I can use here shared preferences dot get instance method, which will return a future. So this will give us the preference. Now we have something called this material app. Okay, so we need to replace it with something, right? Because this is giving us this default whatever we got, so we need to improve this part as well, right? So what we are going to do is we will first of all change the title. So let's say it's a Flutter demo, so we can just rename it to Google Devfest. Right now we can make the banner to false, so that we cannot see that banner. Now we will also provide some theme to it, but that theme we will do it later, because right now we don't want to deviate ourselves. Now we also have to give a home, which will be our first screen, which we will do by next video, because this is all the setup part and we have done the setup almost. And in the next video I'll see you how we are gonna start writing code and how we are gonna use Flutter block and all those things. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, then press the like button. Also don't forget to subscribe the channel and also press the bell icon to get future updates. Lot of videos are coming, and this is chapter 1. So before I finish it, so let me just do one thing. Let me just write in the terminal git init, so that we can initialize it in the git. And this is our master. So we will just write first commit here, and this is done, and I'm just gonna push all the changes here. Now I'm gonna create a new branch, okay, and I'm gonna name it dev hashtag CH1, which is chapter 1. So this was the chapter 1. Now we have all the changes here in chapter 1. I'm gonna push it, and also I'm just gonna tell you that this particular video is the all things which we have done will be available in this chapter 1. Let me just show you if you can see it here. This is the chapter 1, right? And for next video we will do in chapter 2, so that you don't lose anything whenever you will watch this video or whenever you visit these repositories. So thanks guys for watching, and press the like button right now if you want me to make these kind of videos. So thank you, and I'll see you in the next video. Also download the application from Play Store and App Store, and give stars on GitHub as well. So bye bye, take care, and keep fluttering.